Everybody knew something was going on down here.
When you come up to the light.
Is there anybody here with us today?
Did it just say Tinker?
You've got a lot of movement back and forth here. Let's go this way.
There's one really creepy section. Like, where?
I could clearly see the figure, but it was all white.
It was like a shadow?
I could not see through it.
So we're called the Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum because Robert Tinker fell in love with Swiss architecture and he began building his home in 1865. He modeled it after a Swiss chalet, and then it is called a cottage. It's actually a 22-room mansion, but the Tinker family came from the England countryside, so in the country over there they call their homes cottages, so we're the Tinker Swiss Cottage.
Robert Tinker began building his Swiss cottage in 1865 on the limestone bluff overlooking Kent Creek. There has been sweeping assumptions and theories out there that limestone has the ability to absorb and release electromagnetic and psychic energies.
My name is Samantha Hockman. I'm the executive director at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum. I have been here for about 6.5 years. I've always been a bit of a believer. I like to make sure that there is a scientific explanation if possible, but I am very open to the idea of spirits.
You've got a lot of movement back and forth here. There are little kids that like to hang out in this section, and they kind of zip back and forth, and I think that's what's going on. Let's go this way.
I'm the Director of Education and Collections Management. Samantha interviewed me and let me know that sometimes you walk in the house and you hear noises or something might be moved ever so slightly. Don't panic. It's fine. It's just the Tinkers and the doors. And I'm like, she's crazy. She's absolutely crazy, but it's fine.
I'm trying to watch the mirror and see, because every once in a while you might catch somebody moving back behind you. This room, I don't know, this room is always a little bit quiet for me. It's, I think it's a little bit more peaceful, but tonight it feels a little bit more jazzed up. And I don't know, I'm not 100% sure why, but there's movement back here, so let's go this way.
And then I started to see more as I was here for a longer time, and it was like, I guess she's not nuts. It's weird. They stuck around.
My name is Nathan Triplett, and I'm a docent here, a volunteer docent.
This is the one that tends to give people the heebie-jeebies. I'm not 100% sure why, but this is the one that tends to make people the most uncomfortable, I think. Recently, during a tour, I was kind of standing here as people were passing through, because again, I've got a knack for being in everybody's way. So I'm trying to be cognizant of where people are moving. And one of these canes, as I'm standing here, and a lady had just jumped up and down on the floor. Just like jumped up and down on the floor, and nothing moved in the cabinet. I'm standing here, no one is moving, and the cane shot forward, hit the glass, and dropped down, and I jumped like a cat. I mean, I was straight up in the air. I think I was here when I landed. My eyes were huge, like Garfield size. And Sam, I don't know where she was, but she appeared in the doorway. She materialized in the doorway, and she's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I didn't do anything." And everybody's like, "She didn't touch anything." But the cane shot forward. It was so forceful. I mean, just bang. It was so loud, and it hit the ground. Bang. It was nuts how loud that was. We tried everything. We walked back and forth. We moved, and it didn't roll. Sam came, and she obviously put it back. But we tried to see if we could sort of recreate it. We didn't want it to fall, but we wanted to see if we could make it move, and we couldn't make it move. So,
How did you find out that this place was haunted?
When I started here, they said that there's some strange things that happened, and I started reading the things on the walls, and basically that's how I was told about it. Finding out about it was a little different.
How was that?
Because I was a big skeptic.
Okay.
I was very, I don't believe in none of that, There's always an explanation for certain stuff. Well, I was proven wrong, I think, so.
How were you proven wrong?
When I'm coming to this house, I've seen the silverware in different places. So, yeah, and the one night I was here and I closing up the house like I normally would. I didn't usually talk to the Tinkers like Sam does, but I was talking to the Tinkers and a little bit, and as I went up to the red room to shut it down and shut the lights off, there's a switch on the side, and then there's 2 lights that you got to go in there and turn off. Well, as soon as I entered that room, the room turned freezing cold. Breath, like you could see your breath. And as soon as I left that room, I hurry up, shot back out after I shut the lights off. And that was basically my weirdest experience and unexplainable experience. As soon as I entered the hallway, it was completely warm again. So that was my eye opener.
Maddie! Hi, sweetheart. So, there's a little girl who, blonde hair, she's about yay tall. When I ran into her the first time here at Tinker, she was hiding kind of in that back corner back there. She also likes to hang out over here. Her mom works here for the Tinkers, and she is here with her mom. But tonight, she is under the little thing here, like hide and go seek. I think that's what's going on, is there's a little bit of hide and go seek going on, because that's what drew me in here, was where this leg is on this table. I kind of saw this little peek out and then dart back in, and then a zip around the table. So I'm thinking they're playing kind of a game of hide and seek. So also down here is a maid. She's like the head of, staff, basically. And she comes up and down these back stairs. She likes things to run on time. She wants things to be orderly. She doesn't like the kids running around and moving things. And the little boys who run through the hallway here like to dart into the dry room there and take pastries, and then they run out. So it really frustrates her. But she'll come down the stairs here, especially during tours. She comes down the stairs and she wants to check and see, what's going on and who's hanging out, making sure that her stuff is not necessarily being tampered with. She is one of the few apparitions I've seen as a full body apparition. So I'm hearing music. Obviously there's a piano here, but I'm hearing music. This is a gathering, so we're in the parlor, just to be clear. But this, there are some prominent people here at the party. I can hear the clinking of maybe drinks or like cups. So historically, obviously, like I said, we're in the parlor, so there would have been music. From paranormal teams, we've caught singing, we've caught humming. That tends to occur upstairs in Mary's room or Jesse's room. This is a first for me where I've heard them. It's like almost like a radio in the background. So I don't know, I've never experienced that in here before. Interesting. Every once in a while, I'll see a little animal. I'll see a cat or a dog kind of come through the room. So it's not unusual for me to see little shadows as they zip by and then dart up the stairs or whatnot. And then there was something that did pass by that mirror or behind the mirror, so I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. This definitely feels different. Okay, so living kids. You said you brought them here. Did you guys congregate here? There's a lot of energy right here in this
Not
spot.
today.
Okay.
But usually when we do like dowsing rod sessions or something like that, we do have those sessions in this room. We do bring school kids in. We had a school group in last week.
This energy is really, I mean, this is really, you've got a lot going on here. Be quiet in case we hear anybody. Tinkers, doors, please. Hello. Maybe really neat if we could hear them shout back, hello, as we all run out of the room. I've seen Robert Tinker upstairs. I don't think I've ever seen Mary. I've felt Jesse before. I think I've heard Jesse. I think I've heard Mary. But for the most part, I don't think I've seen either one of them personally. Yeah, this is like, I don't know, it's just like we interrupted something.
I'll walk by the table and like
it definitely
scares me because I'm not expecting a small child right underneath the table playing hide and seek. But lo and behold, they walk right by and there they are.
I think, like when we walked in here, that's what it felt like to me. There's two boys under the table. I think they are just running through the house. That's what I think. I think they're absolutely going wild in the house tonight.
In 2016, the MidwestGhost investigators were allowed to conduct a paranormal investigation of Rockford, Illinois' Tinker Swiss Cottage for their very first time. Shortly after setup, Sarah and I headed upstairs towards the kitchen. And let me tell you, the Tinker Swiss Cottage did not skip a beat. Right off the bat, we caught something in the kitchen.
Maybe it's just a chair room. Like when you come up to the light. When you come up to the light.
So, one February evening, we were doing a Haunted Rockford paranormal tour here, and of course, I am stationed in the basement. I've got a knack for getting in everybody's way. Wherever people want to stand, that's usually where I'm at. So I position myself on the landing here so I would be out of everyone's way. No one is going to climb up there. I'm standing up there, and all evening long, I'm kind of right in front of the doors there. All evening long, the maid is coming down the stairs, and I can feel her back and forth, back and forth. She's checking up on what's going on. And in between the tours, what happens is Kathy will let people know, hey, at this time, we're going to move to different positions. So whoever's in the basement now is going to go maybe up to the top floor, and whoever's at the top floor might go down to the first floor, so on and so forth. So during that transition, I'm alone in the basement. Kathy comes down, climbs up on the landing with me. She's now to my right, and she's asking, how is it going? What's going on? And I told her about the maid. So I'm talking to her, and I said, yeah, the maid keeps coming down the stairs. And I did like this with my hands, and we both looked up, and that's where we saw the maid from the top of her head all the way down to the floor as she passed through that doorway. So we handled it like professionals. We looked at each other and screamed, and we're like, are you kidding me? Everybody heard us. So everybody comes running downstairs, and they wanted to see what had happened. It's too late. She'd already passed through the door. But yeah, it was one of those moments that, I guess you think you're going to handle it one way, but when it really is like right there in your face, sometimes you surprise yourself, and that's what happened with us.
We're gonna come upstairs with this device
We would appreciate it if you talk with us. I'm just saying, in our time, we consider it a little rude.
We would really like for you to come and talk to us through the device when I turn it on.
Which way do you want to go? This or over here?
Let's go over in the bedroom. I know you don't like it in there.
Can suck it up, I guess. You want to sit and... Oh my God!
Okay, we're back in the red room. Can you please try to tell us if you want us to stay or to leave?
Is there anybody here with us today?
Did they just say Tinker?
In mid-May of 2019, the MidwestGhost investigators were invited to the Tinker Swiss Cottage to conduct a paranormal investigation. Shortly after setup, the camera in the dining room picked up what looked like two separate shadows going from left to right through the doorway towards the foyer. Later on that year, in mid-October of 2019, we were invited back again, but this time to remove an unwanted female spirit.
There was a loud, bang, like somebody was stomping on the floor. And we didn't investigate it immediately, but we did come up here eventually. And we were up here, and the group was using dowsing rods that I brought in. And, they were saying, was that you, Mr. Tinker, that made the stomp? And he said, no. And I said, well, was it any of the family members? No. Was it any of the servants? No. Was it any of the children? No. And I said, well, is it somebody who's not supposed to be here? Yes. And they're like, are they upstairs with us? And they're like, eh. And somebody said, well, are they in the attic? Yes. Dowsing rods as well. And she was very adamant that she wanted you to come in to get rid of them.
Psychic medium Sarah Bowker was able to cross the spirit over. If you would like to see that episode, please click on the link below. Tinker Swiss Cottage, Unwanted Spirit. In March of 2022, the MidwestGhost investigators returned to their favorite haunt, Tinker Swiss Cottage. Library. This right here. Alright, Mark, I'm not gonna scare you.
Do you want me to follow you?
But you're gonna
If you want.
talk and ask your questions, and then that will record whether or not they answer you or not.
How about you sit here? Then you want to go upstairs? Sure. You guys ask questions back and forth?
Alright.
Alright.
Yes, sir. Cole, who's in the library, likes to be touched. So if you feel the need to communicate, we're not here to harm anybody or hurt anybody. We're just here to talk and let you know that everything
Cole over there in the library. It's okay to pat him and touch him. Let him know that you're here.
I just got chills.
You just got chills.
You want to go in the red room?
You have your phone on?
Nope.
Okay.
I hear some scratching. I can't tell if it's from outside or inside.
Scratching?
Yeah. Like something at the walls.
Go with that. So is somebody trying to communicate with Cole by scratching on the wall, or? I hear the knocking downstairs. Do we know who that is?
I have a couple friends downstairs. They would love for you to go down there and bang on a wall. I'm sure you'll enjoy their reaction. Their names are Mark and Cole.
Is that one of the kids running around playing downstairs?
When you feel free, you can show yourself. Either knock or footsteps, voices, or if you can appear, it'd be even better. Hear that knock?
Yeah.
Sound like below me.
Sound below you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hearing a water drip or something.
Yeah. I just saw a shadow figure walk your way. Looked like a female.
Can you tell me your name?
It doesn't feel as like thick in here like it did. You can give us a knock on a wall or anything. Or say something really loud to this red light.
Evening, fingers and doors. Is there anybody up here who'd like to speak with us?
Time if we, like, did you guys go upstairs?
Right after.
You know what time it was?
Like probably 10.
Literally, when you guys were walking upstairs, maybe 2 or 3 minutes after I sat down, a shadow figure, female, with a big gown, walked this way towards Cole.
You saw it clear as day.
Clear as day.
So it was just a shadow?
Yeah. But I mean, like, I seen the white figure. Like, it was just floating towards Cole. But I mean, I couldn't see the face, but clear head, shoulders, and then the gown came out.
Was that before or after I got the chill?
Just before.
I mean, it is drastically cooler down here than it was.
It was like right after you guys went upstairs, I had to go from the bottom of my spine all the way to my neck.
Literally.
It's shooting this doorway.
Yeah.
Because it was like when I saw her, she was here and just floating, and then I lost sight.
Is that out of the corner of your eye, like straight on?
Straight on. Like I was sitting, and I looked up, and there she was. It was definitely that era, but it was not a mist, but it was like I could clearly see the figure. It was all white.
It was like a shadow?
I could not see through it.
I'm going to walk into Mr. Tinker's room. I'm going to set up this device. Can you do that? All I'm asking is for you to walk in front of that motherfucker. That was not me.
I'm still
In the room. Oh, wait a minute.
That's you. The light. No?
That's probably. You could see that the infrared lights on our cameras are not setting off the MGI ghost alarm. So could it be one of the Tinkers?
Is that you setting that off? You sure yourself?
It's fine if you did. Can you just do it again? Please?
Jesse, you want to come out and talk to us? I saw you downstairs.
In June of 2022, Samantha asked MGI if we would like to set up equipment for an overnight at the Tinker Swiss Cottage. Of course I said yes. I'm gonna turn this device on. It's gonna make a lot of noise, and you can talk to us.
Robert Tinker, being kind of a prankster, he liked to crack jokes on people and play pranks. And so myself and a couple of the guests were having this conversation about how he likes to play jokes. And technically, he hasn't really played too many jokes on me. I don't know why, but he hasn't. And in this case, he got me. He got me good. I mean, it was almost a Brown moment.
How did you feel about the birds living in here?
Yep, it's there. You turn around, there's a chair there.
Yeah.
Can you just put this on the floor,
In front of the chair.
pointing towards your favorite room where you were last time?
Yeah. Yeah, show me, yours. Your little pussy head. All the way up the stairs,
Yeah.
You want to point towards the room to scare the shit out of me? God damn it!
Yes! Seriously though, did you point it that way? I hope you enjoyed watching the paranormal evidence caught here at the Tinker Swiss Cottage, and it sparked an interest in you in the historical value of the museum. For more information on that, please watch this next clip.
So our regular tours are twice a day, 6 days a week, but about once a month we do public paranormal investigations or tours. And there is a difference. So a paranormal tour, we're going to have a guest speaker come in and they'll give a little background about themselves, and maybe they're a famous author, or maybe they're a researcher who's already been here, or maybe they had come in as an investigative team and they're showing evidence. So we start off with a lecture, and then after that we go on a tour through the house and we tell you a lot more about the paranormal experiences, morning culture, a little bit more of the darker side of history. Whereas a paranormal investigation, we have a team come in and we shut the lights off and they allow us to use their gadgets to try to speak with the Tinkers.
So please go to the Midwest Ghost Investigators YouTube channel, check out more paranormal evidence, and if you're up to building your own equipment, check out the paranormal tech section. Until next time, thanks.